welcome to another episode of Cooking with Kid Troy, Season 6. On today's episode, we'll be making apple crumb cake. Let's get started. First, my dad's gonna peel and dice some apples. Now we're going to saute the apples. Pour it in the middle. Just drizzle some sprinkle.
That's not sprinkled, buddy.
I meant not sprinkles, sugar.
You meant sprinkle some sugar. Come on, stir, man. It's getting hot.
I said sprinkles again accidentally.
No. There you go.
Now let's get these back in the bowl. Now we're gonna make the crumb topping. First, add the butter to it. Boop. And then add brown sugar. Put it all in. Now we're gonna put most of the flour in with the brown sugar and the butter. Is that enough, Dad?
Yeah, a little more. That's good.
Okay.
We'll start there. All right, mix it with your hands.
Mix it with our hands. Let's do it.
Get messy in there. Until it becomes coarse, right? All right, looking good, Troy. Let's add a little more flour. Watch your hands. There you go. Keep mixing. It's the old school way of mixing right here, buddy. We don't need no stinking machines.
Now that we're done with the crumb topping, let's add cinnamon and apples. First, let's sprinkle some cinnamon.
Let's do the whole thing.
Oh.
There you go. Good job.
It's not much on here.
Yeah, you don't need much. Just a dash will do you.
Now let's mix the cinnamon around. And now let's mix the apples around. So we have yellow cake mix, butter, some eggs, and water. Now let's put them together. Just grab the butter.
Oh, why did you grab the butter like that? You just dumped the plate, buddy.
I just wanted to grab the butter.
Oh, you're gonna make a mess for me is what you're gonna do.
I'm trying not to.
Alright, get the eggs.
Okay. We have 3 eggs. Get some 3 eggs, everyone. 1, 2, 3. That's
And
it.
of course, this will be depending on the recipe that you use. The box cake
And
mix
do
we're
the-
using requires 3 eggs.
And do the savoring with the eggs.
Yeah, break those yolks.
Break them.
Alright, I'll start from here because it's gonna be.
Now my dad's gonna take over.
Okay.
Now we're gonna grease and flour the cake pan. Just do a little bit of this. Oh, there it is. Get it all in one. Now my dad's gonna have to flour it for me because this is kind of difficult.
You want to flour the bottoms especially, but then also get the sides. Look at the sides. So you're just controlling where the flour goes, that's all. This is an old school way of doing this way my grandmother used to do it. Of course, they make non-stick and they make baker's mate. There you go. There's your greased and floured pan.
Now let's put the batter in a pan.
See these lumps in here?
Yes.
Get a picture. Look down in there. That's the butter bits. There's bits of butter in there. And don't overfill your pan. Halfway, maybe 3/4 of the way, but you don't want to go too high.
Yeah, because that will be bad news.
Now we add the crumb topping.
Yep. Now my dad's gonna add the crumb topping.
So crumb topping, streusel topping, you heard it's called several different things. I put the apple bits in with the regular crumb topping, and the juice from the apple made it a little more wet, so I compensated by adding more flour. I probably should have sprinkled the apples on top of the crumb topping. That would have been better. So for those of you watching at home, don't mix the apples with the crumb topping. It makes it too wet.
Now let's get this apple crumb cake in the oven for about 45 minutes. In you go. Now that the crumb cake is done, let this cool from 40 to 60 minutes. So here's our apple crumb cake. But Dad, what happened to the apples?
Well, unfortunately, Daddy added the apples to the crumb topping, which made it like a paste. So don't add the apples to the crumb topping. But the good news is the batter baked over the apple crumb topping, so now there's a layer of apple crumb cake inside the cake. Get it? That's pretty cool. So I added another crumb topping on top without the apples, so the cake batter wouldn't rise over. Now let's add our glaze.
So now we're gonna make the glaze. All you need is some powdered sugar and some water and vanilla. Have to pour in half of it, not all of it. Is that enough?
That's good.
And then just stir it up.
If you need more liquid, which you probably will, depends on how thick you want this. Looking good, buddy. Let's add a little more water and vanilla. Keep stirring.
Now we're gonna drizzle the apple crumb cake with some glaze.
Some glaze.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Just now we're done with the glaze. So here's our apple crumb cake. I really hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, leave a comment below and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!